Buenas and Hafade, and welcome to another episode of Welcome Home. In this episode, we'll be kicking off with a meditation session with Amber Word, followed by a house tour with Kyle Mandapad and Chris Guerrero. And closing off the show is our final send-off to the great Kyle Mandapad for all of his service here on this series. Welcome Home starts now.
Buenas and Hafade, everybody. I am Amber Word from Blue Amber Trio, and today we're going to talk a little bit about meditative space as well as a brief meditation for people who are brand new to meditation, beginners at the utmost, and even for our more seasoned meditators out there. All right, so we're really going to focus on the senses, mainly because we're in these bodies. We have lots of senses that are constantly pulling our attention, and this is a way that we can go into meditative space. And it's also a way that you can set the tone before you go into meditative space. So really it's about creating an environment in which you feel at ease. For me, it's really lovely to be outside when you're amidst this natural lighting, the wind moving through. It gives you that sense of calm, that sense of nature. If you're indoors, you may want something like this over here, which is a Himalayan sea salt lamp. It puts off a really beautiful golden glow and also is a natural air purifier. It's also nice to have plants around you as those also purify the air. And with meditation, because you are breathing and really focusing on the breathing, it's nice to feel at ease knowing that you're purifying the air that you're breathing. Okay, so that's one, right? That whole sense of sight, of making yourself comfortable in your surroundings, especially if it's a more clear space. Moving now into feeling, it's really helpful to be in a place where you're comfortable. Being on the ground is mostly ideal. I myself I prefer to be flat on the ground, but many people prefer a pillow or a bolster, which they put behind their hips. And when you do this, it allows you to have more of a circuit of energy and put a little bit more ease on your knees. So when you're in that feeling sitting position, you also want to focus on the alignment of your spine. So sitting with your legs crossed, having your hips stacked, your torso stacked upon your hips, your shoulders, your neck, your head, and really feeling that alignment as you come into a meditative position. So when working with smell or with scent, we can use any number of different things for smell. Some people prefer oils, some people prefer resins. Resins and herbs have been used for thousands of years in spiritual communities. You might be familiar with frankincense or myrrh, for example, or in the native traditions, what we use are sages. So here we have two different types of sage. There are many different types of sage, but we have here your classic white sage and then a desert sage. The different sages are used for different things, but all of them are used for clearing space as well as different healing to facilitate healing as well. So here, with the white sage, we've already lit it up so you can see that smoke. This is something that's called smudging. And because we're outside, it's not really necessary to smudge the space, but if you are inside, this is a tool you can use for yourselves. What you do is you start on the left-hand side of a door, and you make sure that that door is open. If you don't have a door that's open out to the world in the room that you are meditating in, you can use a window. So you start to the left of the window if that's the case, making sure that it's open, at least this much, okay? And then starting from that left side, you go ahead and you sage and you begin to smudge in a wave-like direction, going along the walls of your room and then paying special attention to the corners, starting at the bottom and then really focusing your energy at the bottom of the corner and then up to the top, and then continuing around in a wave-like motion. You do this in a full clockwise direction around your whole house. You make sure all the other doors are closed. If you want to sage your whole house, you can leave the doors open, but it's the same thing. You're going clockwise through your entire home. Okay, so now that we have the scent, the feeling talked about, a little bit of the sight, all of that, we will go ahead and move into how you can use the senses in a basic meditation. This is often a way that beginning meditators can start to get into meditation as a whole, or seasoned meditators, as all of us, we get kind of chaotic sometimes. This is a nice way to start the practice as well. And what it's doing is it's focusing on these things. It's focusing on the senses and then coming back to the breath. Because what happens is our senses are constantly bling, 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 pulling our attention all over the place. The one we're adding here, though, is thought. This is a new one. This is usually where our senses, if senses to be considered a thought, are taking you, right? So what you do, once again, you find that alignment in your spine, you find yourself in a comfortable seating, okay? If you have to move, it's okay to move, but we just ask that you move with intention. So if your legs are getting to be too much, you can't sit any longer, then you can go ahead and stretch out your legs. But as you're doing it, you do it with intention. You're feeling that movement in your body, stretching it out and moving back into that place, okay? So once again, settling out the body, stacking everything on top of each other, really finding that ease space within you. Some people like to keep their eyes open. It would be taking the focus away from your eyes. If you are unfamiliar with that, oftentimes people prefer to have their eyes closed as they begin a meditation practice. So what you can do is close your eyes if you feel so inclined. And then you begin to focus on your breath. So when you're breathing, just notice in your body where your attention goes. This is very specific based on you. This is the beauty of meditation, is that any meditative practice is going to be unique and different depending on who you are. So what you do is you go in and you feel where it is that you're noticing the breath. Some people will focus on the rise and fall of the chest. Other people might feel a little tickle underneath the lips. And what you do is you just focus on that space. It's a one-pointedness somewhere in your breath, and you notice as it's coming in and out. So for me, I'll be focusing right here and taking these breaths in and out. I feel the shifts that are happening in that process right on the lips, okay? This is your focal point of the practice, the breath. But what the actual meditation is for most of us is lassoing back in all of these other senses that are pulling us. So as you're sitting here in this breathing position, you might hear the squeal over here of some type of car, something that's happening back there, and you call it out as sound. Hear it sound, coming back and focusing on the breath, okay? You hear some speakers over here in the background, call it out as sound, focusing back on the breath. You feel an ache in your left knee and you call it out as feeling, and then you focus back on the breath. Most often though, you'll notice that your mind begins to wander. And as it does that, you focus on the breath and call it out as thought, focusing on the breath. So what this practice is really pulling in all of your senses as you are experiencing them and focusing on the breath. For people who say, I can't meditate, I can't keep my thoughts still, this is often actually a misconception, because if you can recognize that you're thinking, that's bringing awareness into your reality. That itself is a type of meditation. So if you're sitting here and you're like thinking, what am I gonna do today? Thought, pull it in. What am I gonna eat for lunch? Thought, pull it back in. Where am I gonna go later? Thought, pull it back in. And again, you come back to the breath, the center point, the focal point. So I hope that helps all of you all. If you have any questions about meditation, especially, you can follow me on Instagram. Personally, I'm putting out a lot of spiritual tools as well as meditation practices. You can find me there at @a word among many. Or you can also find several of these practices along my gemstone and jewelry and spiritual tool business called Blue Amber Trio. So find me there if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all hopefully again sometime. Take care.
everybody, and welcome back to Welcome Home. It's time to start our homes tour, and we're taking a look at some of the most amazing homes for rent on the market today throughout the village. Chris Guerrero, the man, standing by with us here from Remax Realty Group. Chris, where are we at, brother?
We're right now in Chalampago in Florapago Gardens. We're in this beautiful subdivision of townhouses. You have 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath right here, including pool, playground, security guard, and the grounds.
There you go, and it's so close to everything. That's my favorite thing about this village. Everything is literally right around the corner. I want to know what's right around the corner inside. Want to check it out?
Let's go.
All right, so we're inside now, Chris. A beautiful space, a lot of room. Where are we at?
Right now we're in the living room. We have really good space. You can do a sectional couch with a flat screen TV on the wall. Still have a lot of space for maybe a little, reading table. And then over here you have a big dining area. You have an 8-person table or 10-person table to have a lot of room.
I love it. The fact that there are no walls in the middle make it that much easier to continue the conversation and just kind of breeze through the rest of the house. Speaking of breezing, what's going on over here?
We have a half bath here, tiles from floor to ceiling. We have granite countertops and rosewood cabinetry in here. Very high-end half bath for the first floor.
I love it. And I'm a huge fan of storage. It looks like we got a storage compartment in the back there.
Yes.
Put your Christmas decorations in such a way, right?
Yes, behind there is more storage with the water heater. And so that's where you put your things to store.
Love it. We've seen the living room, we've seen the dining, and now the heart of the house. We're in the kitchen, Chris.
Yes, this place was renovated top to bottom. Here we have granite countertops again with matching rosewood cabinetry from in the bathrooms. We have stainless steel appliances, refrigerator, stove, even your range hood is stainless steel.
I think that a lot of things that I noticed amongst the newer renovated homes is the backsplash. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in the houses that never ever had a backsplash, but I feel like the backsplashes now, it really brings the house into the modern age. What do you think?
That's actually the going trend right now. If you're an investor that wants to, go into rentals and especially high-end rentals, then of course you pull out the details.
It really looks pretty, and it really brings, just like you said, the eye value of any home up. Speaking of going up, let's go upstairs.
Let's go upstairs.
Awesome, wow. So the tile work as a part of the renovation is actually continued all the way up the stairs, which is a nice touch.
Oh yes, all the way up the stairs, in through all the rooms and into the baseboards.
Amazing. So we're here at the top of the stairs now. The second floor looks huge. I love the high ceilings. What do we got going on up here?
Well, up here we have the washer dryer, we have the main bathroom over there, and then we have 2 bedrooms and then the master bedroom with the bath.
I want to check out the bedroom. Let's do
That's
that.
one side.
All right. So wow, the high ceilings actually continue into the 2 bedrooms, huh?
Oh yes, yes. We have moldings up in the ceiling. We have all the white trim, aircon in each room.
I love it, and that really does help. The air conditioning, I noticed, like you said, different unit for every room. You can turn them off as you need them. Helps the power bill.
Yes, very efficient.
Very cool. So we've got all that going on here. 2 bedrooms just like this, and then the master bedroom, right?
Master bedroom.
I want to go to that one. And here we are, baby, the promised land. We are in the master bedroom, Chris, and it's pretty masterful if you ask me.
Oh yeah, lots of space. What more can you ask from a master? It's uniform with the other bedrooms where you have the moldings on the ceiling, the porcelain baseboards as well. So yeah, it's really well renovated unit.
It really is. Everything looks nice and crispy and new. I mean, you got a great view of the outside and common areas from up here as well. And a lot of good lighting through all of the rooms too. So you can really, again, help with your power bill.
Oh, very. There's even natural lighting. You have a skylight right underneath the stairwell.
Very nice. And again, a great find all in all with a beautiful location, if you ask me.
Yes.
Just when I thought we were done, I realized behind this door is an amazing master bathroom.
Oh yeah, beautiful master bath. You have a double sink. Again, you have the granite countertops with the rosewood finishing on the cabinet, and you have tiles from floor to ceiling, as well as the moldings that continue all the way through.
Humongous mirror too.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, it helps. A good bathroom, a great master bedroom, all in all, an amazing house.
Oh yes.
Wow, like I said earlier, Chris, a lot of great features that I found in this home. A lot of them are gonna help you be comfortable, but at the same time, this renovation really, really brings it up into the modern day, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It does. It's very upgraded. And then we didn't even touch on the outside. Like I said, we didn't show you the pool, the playground, the security guard, the amenities, just with the place living here. It's a really nice community.
I love it. We're in Florapago right now. Where are we going next?
Next, we're going to Manguilao. We're going to be on the top of the Manguilao Golf Course with ocean view.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, Chris, you've taken us to beautiful spaces. Look at that view.
It is gorgeous. But before that, let's go inside.
Now, let's do that. An amazing view outside and an amazing view inside. Chris, this is a huge area, my man.
Yes, it's about 1,200 square feet. This area alone is a living kitchen dining, so it's very open. You have track lighting and drop ceilings throughout. You have a big split AC, you know, as well as the natural breeze that automatically comes in. You just open up the windows and doors.
These windows are working magic in here. Not only are we getting a lot of natural light, but at the same time, look, I'm not even sweating. It is cool in here. Very nice. And that's just the living room and the dining area. We're gonna take a look at the kitchen now. The thing I love about the kitchen is it's got everything you need. And when I say that, I mean a lot of storage.
Oh yes, lots of cabinet space, top and bottom. You have a good countertop. You have gas stove, stainless steel refrigerator, lots of space.
Definitely. Anything you could possibly need to make things happen in the kitchen, you're gonna find it here.
Yes.
What's back here? All right. So I'm assuming this is the master bedroom because it's pretty big.
Yes, it is the bigger of the 2 bedrooms. It is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, so technically there is no master, but
Okay.
because of the bigger room, this is already.
Very nice. And tell me about the closets. They're humongous.
Oh yes, double closets. You have cabinets inside so that you don't really need a dresser.
There you go. A lot of stuff, again, all featured into it. I noticed the lighting again looks phenomenal. Split AC unit to keep us cool and access to outside via your very own sliding door.
Yep, sliding glass door right in the master.
A lot of charm in this house for sure.
Yes.
And of course, next door we have another bedroom.
We have another bedroom, another bath, and then from there we go outside and look at the view.
I love the view. Let's check that out again. Now that is what I call a view.
Yes, beautiful. You overlook Mingila Golf Course. If you haven't played the Mingila Golf Course,
Never.
The signature hole is right there. It's a par 3. You actually hit over the bay
Wow.
into that hole. If you miss, your ball goes into the ocean.
You gotta do it all over again. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, I could do this tour all over again and all over again and all over again just because of this view. It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Ooh, what a great way to spend your night, just staring out into that. And you know what? I know we gotta go to another place and see other homes, but I'm okay here for now.
That's okay.
I'll
We're
meet you.
going to go Dededo now.
I'll
Let's
meet you.
go.
I can meet you there. All right, Chris, we've been basically around the island today. We started off in the central part of Talapagu, moved up into the beautiful views of Mangilao, and now we're here. I call this home central. Why? Because everybody lives here. You hear the chickens, even the chickens live here.
Yep. In Dededo, in Machinao. We're right here in this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. You got fence and gate, you know, a good sized yard, 2-car carport, and a good sized porch.
And if you love the neighborly lifestyle, this is definitely a place to be. I can see it. And you know what I always say, if plenty of people live there, it must be a good neighborhood to be in, right?
Oh, yes,
I want to
yes.
see what inside looks like. Let's
go
check it
there.
out. Now, Chris, I think amongst all of our houses today, I've noticed the theme could be rentals, but I feel like it's more about height. Our first house had high ceilings, our second house was high up on a cliff, and today we're taking it to the sky with these ceilings as well. I love it.
Oh yes. We have pitch roof here on the living area, and a really good sized living room. You have this little part here for a bar, and then from there it just goes into the dining room.
I love the dining room. And this is the dining for sure, connected to our living room, which is always a great feature. And the fact that these tiles kind of go all the way through the house, for me, is a plus.
Yes, goes from tile into baseboard all the way through. You have good continuous tiling.
Open floor plan is the concept key here. And I feel like a lot of people are saying like open floor plans kind of come and gone now. What do you think?
No, it's really a preference, but you really feel the size when it's open.
Most definitely. And especially when you have a beautiful kitchen like this nudged away here in the corner. Now this kitchen has got everything. Space, ample countertops, great storage. What are you thinking?
Yeah, white cabinets, you have gas, stainless steel stove, stainless steel refrigerator, and even your range hood. It's really a beautiful, classic looking kitchen with a backsplash.
And to be honest with you, I'm a super fan of this kind of island setup here
Yes.
because personally, I don't have room for a dining table a lot of the time, and I would rather use this space for something else. So something like this is a great place to have the meals with the kids, do homework and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, very much. You just need a couple bar stools, you know, and then this also becomes a nook.
Right? This
Yeah.
is Grand Central Station right here,
Yes,
for the most part. Let's take a look at the rest of the station then, huh? Uh-huh. Now see, this is a good space. I mean, high ceilings continue, and for me, you know it, the storage up top too.
Oh yeah, storage. This is a great sized bedroom. You have aircon, you have shutters, you even have your curtain rod, which as a rental, not a lot of people fail to overlook. You know, renting a place with blinds or curtains. So sometimes that becomes an extra expense that you don't know. But for the most part, at least this house has.
Very nice, very cool. Good kids room, right? And look at this bathroom, man.
Yeah, they did a really good job. They have a lot of good color contrast with the colors that they picked into the tiles and into the floor. They did a really good job
They really
renovating.
did, and I like that whole rocky effect. Look at that, looks like you're showering in the river. Showering in the river, when was the last time we did that?
Long time ago. Okay, so here we're in the master bedroom. Again, you have your baseboard tiles, you have your aircon, and you actually have a walk-in closet in here together with the bathroom.
Big one. Good size walk-in closet, multiple layer shelving, which is great if you got a lot of shoes or ex-wives. What a beautiful house, Chris, and what a beautiful location, as you said earlier, Dedido. It's where it's happening, huh?
Yeah, right in Machanao. This particular house is on Chalan Batanga. It's fenced and gated. It's got a driveway, two-car garage, carport, and lots of space.
We saw extra rooms, of course. There was the bedroom in the back, and then you have your laundry room too,
Right.
which in my opinion just makes life a whole lot easier. You're not having to worry about where to hide the laundry that you didn't fold yet when your parents come over to visit.
Yeah, good enough sized laundry room. You have cabinets in there too.
Very nice. And of course, that does wrap up our home tour here on Welcome Home for this edition. Chris, if we had any questions about any of these houses or any houses that we may be looking for that we didn't feature, how do we get a hold of you?
Feel free to call my office, 647-3725.
Well, there you go. Get a hold of the man and he'll put you in a house. I'll tell you, he works miracles, my friends, and I've seen it firsthand.
The team at Welcome Home would like to dedicate this special tribute to our good friend and colleague Kyle Mandapat on his last episode.